My aloe vera is all bendy. Hi everyone and welcome to another recipe video, and today we're making this. Oh wow, the sun literally just came out just for that shot. Oh, it's the glowing matcha cookie! A brown butter matcha chocolate chip cookie. The smell is so good. You don't have to brown the butter, but my goodness, it makes it smell and taste amazing. There's that nutty caramelized quality when you toast those milk solids in the butter. Divine. I think it's totally worth it. And I'll show you how to do it too. It's super simple, it doesn't take long, guys. God, whenever I film this crazy sun, in and out and in and out. I'm afraid today you're just going to have to deal with me being all shadowy and mysterious, all really bright and overexposed. Anyway, that's enough of being British and talking about the weather. Let's go to the kitchen and see how to make these. Now I'm going to do a bit of prep work first. Here I've got 115 grams of butter, and not only am I going to melt it, I'm also going to brown it. You don't have to brown your butter, you can literally just melt it. I personally love that slightly nutty flavour that browned butter gives, so if you don't want to brown your butter, then just melt it, you can skip this little part. If you do, then stick around to see how it's done, it's really easy. Once the butter's completely melted, now you just leave it to cook, a little bit bubbling like this until it goes golden brown, and you will actually be able to smell that lovely nutty flavour coming up from it, the lovely nutty aroma. So as soon as it's golden brown, take it off the heat and let it cool down. Be careful not to let it get too brown. You don't want to burn your butter, of course. And there you have your browned butter. Gorgeous, I wish you could smell this. Super easy. Now I'm just going to let that cool down completely before using it. Now I'm going to roughly chop 100 grams of milk chocolate and 100 grams of dark chocolate. You can use chocolate chips for either, both, one or the other. I just like to really chunkily chop chocolate so that it's big and that it melts really nicely. But if you prefer chips, then you can just do that. Or you can buy the ready-made chunks. But I like this way because you have more control over the size. Just going to gather this up in a bowl so it's nice and neat. And that's our 200 grams of mixed chocolate chunks good and ready. So now it's finally time to make these cookies. So of course we need to preheat that oven first, so let's go there. This week we're preheating our oven to 180 degrees C. Here I have 150 grams of soft light brown sugar. You can use light muscovado sugar. The only difference is that soft light brown is a little less dark and probably a little bit less caramelized. I also like it because it's got quite a loose texture and it doesn't lump up as much. To that I'm adding 100 grams of caster sugar, a good pinch of salt to bring out those flavours, and our lovely browned butter. If you just melted the butter, then that's fine, just toss it in. But if you've browned it, make sure you get all of these little bits. These are the milk solids that you've toasted and they have the best flavour, so make sure you even get those in too. I'm going to give this a quick mix to combine, and oh my gosh, the smell is phenomenal. I wish you could smell this. Ah, oh, that browned nutty butter and the sugar, so good! Oh, that smells incredible. Now I'm going to crack in one egg. And give that a good old stir too. Still a couple of lumps from that light brown sugar in there. Less so than if we used light muscovado sugar, but I'm not too worried about those. Those will melt when the cookies bake. Now we're adding 145 grams of plain flour, 2 teaspoonfuls of corn flour, and this is what helps the cookies become extra chewy, half a teaspoonful of baking powder just for a little bit of lift, and of course 2 tablespoonfuls of matcha. I'm using 2 because I do not mess around when I use matcha. I like it good and strong, and I'm sifting it in to prevent any lumps. Nice. And of course we can't forget our 200 grams of chopped mixed chocolate. So I just ran out of memory, which has never happened to me before, but I've deleted a few things. Literally all I did after adding the chocolate in was start to stir it, and I didn't add anything else. As you can see, I've got a really thick dough here. It's almost completely come together and I'm going to continue. And what I said, just as I ran out of memory and my camera stopped filming, was that you're going to need some muscles for this because it's very thick dough, which is exactly what you want, but also be prepared to do a little bit of a workout. So let me just continue stirring this. And that's your cookie dough done. Phew, I'm exhausted. Now let's scoop these into cookie-sized portions. I've lined myself a couple of sheets of baking trays with non-stick baking parchment. This stuff is the reusable stuff, by the way. I've had it for years. All you have to do is wash it, dry it, and then reuse it. And now I'm going to portion my cookies out with a little ice cream scoop. And that makes sure that each cookie is roughly the same size. Also helps you portion them out into nice neat balls too. There you go. Then you just plop it on, making sure there's plenty of space for it to spread. I've already done one there, but this tray is huge, so I can't get it all in frame. And then just use your hands to make it come together a bit more. You don't have to flatten these out, by the way. Don't pat them down. They do it themselves in the oven. There, and just so you can see how I've spaced it out, that much. It's about 4 centimetres maybe, 2 inches-ish. Just make sure that you do space them out because they spread in the oven. Right, let's keep going. Look at that, absolutely stunning. I've made 12 full-size ones and one little mini one with the leftover cookie dough that I didn't quite scoop up in the end. This will make about 12 big ones if you're really careful and portion each out individually into 12. But here I was just doing it roughly, so it made 12 and a bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bake these for 8 to 12 minutes. For my oven, 8 minutes is chewier, 12 minutes is a bit crispier, but it will depend from oven to oven because each oven has a little bit difference in temperature. I unfortunately don't have a thermometer, so go from 8 minutes and then check your cookies to see if they're completely flattened and started to go golden, and use your judgment from there. Remember, the cookies will keep solidifying as they cool down. 10 minutes later, and boy are they looking good. Wow. I'm just going to let these cool down enough to handle because no one likes a burnt mouth. But they're still really nice, slightly warm, so just let them cool just enough to eat. And remember, they'll still be soft because they're fresh from the oven. They'll keep solidifying as they cool, so give them a moment to rest. Wow, what an absolute delight. These look incredible and they smell incredible too. That buttery, caramelised, matcha sugary smell is amazing. And also, I haven't forgotten about this one, don't worry. And this is just chocolate chip cookie perfection. Crisp on the outside, chewy on the inside, and a little bit of melted chocolate and still a bit warm. Absolutely delicious. The smell is unbelievably good. And it's just a gorgeous cookie all round. See how the sun's come out just to shine its rays upon this gorgeous cookie. I've been smelling this for long enough, I'm dying to taste it, so here we go. Cheers. You know what, no, I'm not going to chew faster. I'm going to chew slowly and enjoy this. Bye sun. I'm just going to increase the brightness. Oh, too much. There we go, that's about right. And the sun's definitely going to come out again and wash me out. Honestly, it's absolutely worth that tiny little bit extra effort just to brown the butter. It makes the cookie so rich. And I really like the balance between bitterness and sweetness, adding both the dark chocolate and the milk chocolate in. Such a good combination. If you want, you can also reduce the dark chocolate and the milk chocolate and then add in a bit extra white chocolate as well to make triple chocolate cookies. I think this is perfection though. And it's so nice, still warm. See, the sun comes out every time I show you the cookie. It must really like it. I know, I do. I think I'm going to go make myself a cup of coffee and enjoy the rest of this cookie with it. Thanks for joining me in this cookie fest. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com and follow me on Instagram. I am tashcakes.tastes. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more. Give this video a like if you liked it to help other people find it. Comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I'll see you guys next week. Be good be nice and have a good week. I ended up getting a cage for my aloe vera plant, and I've pruned it a bit, looks much happier now.